Hello everybody, this is NickStar and this is NickStar Tips. This is going to be a specific NickStar tip on hygiene. I've wanted to do this video for quite some time. It's a very sensitive subject, but it's one that if I can, I've wanted to instruct people on in the past because it's a very good subject to talk about, but it can be very personal, so it's better for me to just put it out there and for people to learn from this video, and hopefully it can help you to maintain better hygiene if you're not currently doing this. Only because some people don't consider what I'm about to say, and it can lead to poor hygiene and other things which maybe I just don't want to go into. But you'll get the idea once I start talking about it. Well, anyway, I'm going to turn the camera here. And I took some Irish cream here. It is coffee creamer, and I added some pepper to it. It's just the first thing that came to mind. And I poured some, just kind of like this, you know, on the toilet, you know. So I don't want you to think anything happened here other than that. But yes, this is a toilet for all those people that don't know what a toilet is. And anyway, this is kind of the example that I'm using, okay? So basically, what I'm going over in this video first is not the toilet, but the example that I'm using with the toilet. The example is, in fact, and let me move out of the bathroom just for a moment so you can hear me clearly. The example is, in fact, the hygiene regarding wiping your bum or your butt. So basically, if you have just done a number 2, and, you know, whether it's, you know, one of those more, you know, clean, concise number 2s, or maybe a more messy number 2, you know, whatever it is, you know, everybody does number 2. So, you know, I'm trying to be polite and respectful when I say that. And I'm sure that some people might be laughing as I'm talking about this. I'm having a hard time not laughing talking about it. But it is an important subject because not everybody knows how to properly wipe themselves, and it can be a thing. And for years I've wanted to give this type of instruction on this because I'm a very clean person, and I'm very hygienic, and I feel like this is a tip or an instruction that I can give that I hope can help others from what I've done and refined in my life to be more hygienic. But anyway, so let me just go into this. This is obviously regular toilet paper. Sorry, turn the camera. So you can see this is 2-ply. Okay. Now I'm not against anybody using 1-ply or whatever, but when you use toilet paper, you know, to wipe your bum, and I say that with respect. So, you know, I'm not trying to just say the wrong thing. I'm just trying to do this respectful video. So basically, when you wipe your bum, toilet paper can only get so much, okay? Because you're doing a dry wipe, okay? So on your skin, you have oils and things like that, and then I'll just call it poo, can dry around the area and stuff like that. And if you do too many dry wipes, it can also lead to abrasion of the skin, so it can lead to skin irritation and even rash, and even other problems concerning that. And if you don't wipe enough, then basically you're not getting everything, and you know, basically it's that can cause problems. You know, that can lead to, you know, maybe smell, or you know, the leftover, you know, stuff getting in your clothes, which sucks because you know, you might have heard, you know, stories about people having like a racetrack in their underwear or something like that, And that's why I'm giving this instruction, so people can avoid things like that. But anyway, this is obviously a dry wipe. If you wet this, like, let me give you an example here. If I take it and put it under here, right, it just basically comes apart very easily, okay? So if you try to wipe your butt with that, it's just going to come apart. And the reason I wet it like that is because with toilet paper, you can do a dry wipe, okay? But with the dry wipe, you're not getting everything, okay? So it's important for cleanliness matter to also do a slightly wet wipe. And what you'll need to do, what I've used, is one of the lower grade paper towels. Now what you would do with that is, hold on a second, I'm having a time here. You tear it into 3 even parts, because that seems to be about the size of a piece of toilet paper. So I've tore this into 3 even parts, as you can see, right? And I use 2 at a time, but that way, you know, it flushes down and everything like that. But it's slightly more resilient than toilet paper, but around the same consistency, so it's not going to mess up your plumbing or anything like that. So you need a lower grade one. You do not need a paper towel that is the higher grade, because it's not going to tear apart that easily. I mean, it's and it could possibly hurt your plumbing. So you want something as close to the same consistency as toilet paper as you can get. That's why you want to get a low grade paper towel. Because when you're wiping, it's not going to tear apart if you wet it like toilet paper will, and if you throw it in the toilet and flush it and everything, it's not going to hurt your plumbing, because it's almost the same consistency as toilet paper. And I guess in a way I'm going about this in a very meticulous, scientific way. You know, just accounting for the different things. You know, like, you don't want to hurt your plumbing, and you want to make sure you're clean. So using, you know, this, basically what I do is I take it and I wet it, and you see it doesn't come apart as easily. Now see, it still comes apart. See, it can still come apart, but it's not as easy. It doesn't as easily come apart as toilet paper. So it's almost the same consistency as toilet paper. But anyway, I tore that one, so I'm going to use this one. And I'm going to do 2 examples here. And they're only examples because skin is different, but I wet this. And you see, this is only a half size. Normally I would use 2 pieces of the pieces that I tore from one of the paper towel sheets. See, one of those sheets I tear into 3 pieces. And then I use 2 of those pieces per wipe. And I usually do about, you know, I do a wet wipe, and then I use, you know, 2 more pieces of the paper towel to do a dry wipe of my bum, you know, to make sure that it's clean. You know, that basically the wet wipe, make sure that anything that's dried, or any oils or anything like that, that basically I'm getting those, and basically that they're, you know, I'm loosening things up, and then I do a dry wipe to get rid of, you know, for an extra clean and stuff like that, to just get rid of the wetness and stuff like that. Now, like I said, this is a very sensitive subject, and just take it with respect, that I'm trying to give a tip that everybody can use, and hopefully you can hear everything I'm saying with the echo in the bathroom. But the reason I did the example here on the toilet is because that is going to be our that's going to be our shoot, I can't think of the word, and I said shoot, I didn't cuss. That's going to be our, you know, imaginary poo, okay? But it's really just coffee creamer and pepper, you know. So it's just coffee creamer and pepper, okay? I just poured it on the side of the toilet there, you know, as an example. Okay, and right now I just peeled off some regular toilet paper, okay? And this toilet is cleaned. I cleaned it myself, but basically the idea here is you do a regular wipe, right? And you get what you can, but if you can see this, which I'm not sure if you can, there's still some oil and residue left, right? And some of it will dry, and you know, this is porcelain, so you know, you can wipe and wipe and wipe porcelain, but if you wipe and wipe and wipe your skin, basically you'll end up taking off your skin, or you know, causing a severe irritation. And that's where I'm going to do my second example here. Let me set this down for a second. That's where, okay, I've wet the paper towel. Okay. Oh. Okay. So the same area, I'm going to do a wet wipe. Okay. See? It's nice and easy. It's gentle. It doesn't cause any harsh abrasion or anything like that. And you see how it's wet like that from the wet paper towel. And then you use another, you know, paper towel, not too much obviously, that's dry, and you dry the area. Okay? You just dry it, right? And that gets everything. See? Nothing left. Okay? Nothing left in that spot. Okay, obviously this will be the regular poo. I haven't wiped the regular poo on that side, but I did on this side, so you can see the difference. Basically that, using regular toilet paper, then a wet wipe, you know, for the finishing touches, and then a dry wipe, you know, to get absolutely everything, including the wetness. That is a total clean, and you have nothing left over, okay? And imagine that's your butt, okay? When you do a toilet paper, when you wipe your bum with toilet paper, and basically you wipe it enough to where you're getting the majority, you know, all the way until you can't hardly see anything, you know, of the poo, and you know, from your butt, from your bum, sorry. And then, you know, and I'm just saying with respect, you know, so obviously balance is the key. Then, you know, when you've got the majority of it, you know, and you can tell that there's maybe only a little or none that you can, you know, see come on your toilet paper, then you do a wet wipe with the paper towel. Then you do a dry wipe with the paper towel, and you can even repeat the process. You can even repeat the process with the paper towel. You can do a couple of wet wipes and a couple of dry wipes. Because it will give you a clean bum, and that way you don't have any leftover anything, you won't have any leftover anything, you know, in your, you know, butt region, around where, you know, the poo comes out. And, this is kind of my first video, like this, and let me come back here. This is kind of my first video like this. I'm going to do a few more videos, and this is one of the main reasons I wanted to do NickStar Tips. Some of these things are directed toward hygiene, and some of them will be toward grooming and stuff like that, because over the years I've personally invented and experimented with different refinement of methods, you know, to be the most clean and do the best grooming and things like that, and it works, you know, and it works for me, and I hope that, you know, this instruction, this tip, and further tips can help you. So just please take it as something instructional. You can use it or you cannot use it, but just understand that I've refined my methods because I've learned of consequences that everybody commonly encounters if you don't properly clean yourself. And that's what I just showed you with, you know, cleaning your bum with the example from the toilet there. That is a prime example of, you know, getting all the way clean. And if you don't, it can lead to other things. It can lead to skin irritation. It can lead to poo getting in your underwear. It can lead to smells. It can lead to maybe, you know, a rash. It can lead... they can possibly lead to, you know, I don't know, it can lead to all kinds of things. But if you just simply clean yourself in an efficient manner, then it's not going to lead to those things. Another thing, while I'm here at the toilet, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and wipe this off. So I'm just going to wipe this off. This is porcelain. It's, you know, and actually some of it's sticking now. So this is a good time to where, yeah, you see that? See how some of it's sticking? I did a dry wipe with the toilet paper. Some of it's sticking. So now I need to use the paper towel. You know, and I'm going to do the same thing that I did before. Okay. I'm going to do a wet wipe. Okay. Yeah, if you can see that. See how it's all wet like that? Just imagine this is your bum. Okay. See, and it's wet, right? And this is a dry wipe. Okay. So we're doing a dry wipe. Okay. And don't worry, I wash my hands after this, but yeah, so like I said, I'm a very clean person. I know what I'm doing. I've been doing this for a number of years, as well as cleaning things, so I know what I'm doing. I'm very meticulous. I don't like things being dirty. I use my right hand to deal with that, and I keep my left hand clean. That's a whole nother trick that I'm going to show you all in the future. That basically, if you have a right hand that you're doing to deal with the dirty things, then you can use your left hand if you know, to handle clean things. But if you cross the hands, then you're cross-contaminating, and basically then both of your hands are dirty. So I never touch the same thing. So if my right hand is dirty, right? If I've been cleaning the toilet with my right hand, it's not going to touch any clean thing. And basically, if my left hand is clean, then it's not going to touch any dirty thing, because once those two mix, then the clean becomes dirty, and the dirty infects the clean, and so therefore it's the clean hand that is no longer clean. Basically, everything's dirty. Anyway, here's another thing: is you should always have a toilet brush. Okay, that's this, and a plunger. Okay, that's this. Okay, beside your toilet. Okay, because you need to be able to clean your toilet. Okay, it shouldn't look like this, you know, in a sense, all the time. Okay, basically, if you flush, and I'm going to do that right now. See? Seeing how my toilet's clean like that? So that's because I use the toilet brush, okay? And I also have stuff underneath my cabinet here. You know, I got a few things, but yeah, so basically, and I also got, you know, some Clorox here as well. Now you have to be careful with bleach, and this is another thing that I had to learn the hard way, is that bleach can actually wear away at a like a rubber washer. So you want to really be careful, like especially in the back lid of your toilet, of not using bleach to clean like that back part, because it's going to lead to leaks down here, you know, under here. Okay, see all that? It's going to lead to a leak, and then you're going to have to replace it, you know, the rubber washer and everything, because the bleach is eaten through it. And that's the same for anywhere you use bleach. It can actually eat through, like, you know, rubber and other stuff. So you want to use it. You want to use it efficiently, you know, but not too much to where it's disintegrating anything. And you know, basically you're just going to have to replace something, because, you know, the bleach has just been eating away at it. But the great thing about bleach is it kills, you know, bacteria and mold and fungus and all kinds of things, and that's why I use bleach, because I've seen black mold in houses before, or say like your bathroom shower, right? If you ever see like a pink type of you know, something developing that might be pink or something, spray some bleach on it, you know, because that might be like a bacteria that is formed because it, you know, it found some soap or whatever, you know, and then, you know, like soap scum or whatever. I don't know exactly if that, you know, is necessarily I don't know if that is necessarily, you know, the same thing that I'm talking about, but basically, yeah, bleach will kill it. Okay, it's a lot. In my experience, it's a lot more effective than you know, a lot of those, you know, like just generic, you know, yellow, green, whatever, you know, sprayers. You know, you use bleach, it's going to kill the bacteria, it's going to kill the virus. You know, it's going to kill the mold, it's going to kill the fungus, it's going to kill, you know, it's going to kill anything that's bad that you don't want in your shower, on your toilet, in your sink. You know, even if you're in a place and, you know, somehow you got moisture on one of your, you know, I don't know, like one of your walls or whatever, and then you see a, you know, a black spot or whatever, that can be black mold. And you're going to want to get that replaced, but in the meantime, spray some bleach on it because it'll kill it. And because I've done some construction work before and stuff like that, and I had to spray that on a spot. And you don't want to be breathing that stuff in. It can be very harmful to your lungs, and it can make you sick. And that's a further discussion as well, that people need to be very careful about the environment in which they live. That basically keep it clean. You know, that means your air filters, that means your carpet, that means, you know, airing out the place every now and then. That means keeping a clean environment, things like that, because everything that you breathe, everything that you come in contact with goes inside your body, okay? You're breathing it in, you're touching it, your epidermis is, you know, absorbing it and things like that. I mean, your skin, you know. So you could be getting skin conditions, you could be getting sicknesses, you could be getting all kinds of things because you're just not considering the environment in which you live. Now, I will say this, that a lot of people with pets don't realize the amount of damage that they're doing to themselves when they don't properly clean up after their pets. You know, or if, you know, your immune system is having trouble dealing with having a pet, and it's just making you sick, or you're allergic, or you have kind of an allergic reaction or allergies to that pet hair, or to, you know, or things, you know, that are associated with the pet. Because oftentimes people won't properly clean up, you know, if a you know, dog or cat, or, you know, or whatever, pees or poops in the house, you know, and that has happened, you know, with many dog and cat owners and things like that. So in that sense, and I can go into that stuff later, you just want to properly make sure your environment is healthy and clean, okay? And that's one of the reasons I'm going over this, because it's part of hygiene, and it's a part of your health, okay? And you need to take it seriously, because it will harm you if you have unhealthy practices. Okay, and another thing that I'm going to quickly say to end this video is for guys, and I'm going to say this. If you are peeing, okay, at a urinal or anywhere else, okay, and you shake a couple of times, you know what I'm talking about if you're a guy, okay, there's still going to be liquid coming out after that, okay? If you shake it a couple of times or whatever, there's still liquid coming out. Use a piece of toilet paper to get the rest, okay? There's no shame in that, okay? Because otherwise, if you don't, it's ending up in your underwear. So that's a piece of advice. Please use it.